Welcome back. And you brought flowers too. How nice.
Just a social obligation.
You were never a fan of those. In fact, you were never a fan of any of this, really. And yet, you're still here. Sitting with me.
I can't help but mourn. With everything that happened.
You'll never stop thinking about it. It'll always be on your mind. Questioning how, where, when, what. You'll always be this way.
Shut up.
You're never gonna get rid of me.
Shut up.
'Cause you just won't let it go, will you?
Shut up!
I'm not the one holding on to years of grief.
You made that happen.
I'm not the one holding on to years of sorrow.
You caused all this!
That's all you. It was always all you.
Stop blaming me!
You remember when you found out, don't you?
Don't do this.
The look on your face.
Just stop.
The moment you realized who you were talking to. The real me. And it's still killing you from the inside out.
Just get out of my head!
Then let me leave. Stop thinking about it. If you can.
And welcome to the Postmodern Art Podcast, the podcast dedicated to giving artists who are wowing the world over the platform they deserve. I am your host, Nathan Ragland, and for today's episode, grab your gamer boyfriends and whatever Irish stereotype you want at hand for a fun, fantastic, and, to be blunt, weird conversation, but the good kind of weird. Today's guest is MisterKitty, an animator and self-proclaimed registered weirdo, whose fun animations have garnered the attention of many, especially on TikTok. As you may have guessed, I found MisterKitty through TikTok through their fun animations and such, and I just couldn't resist getting them on the podcast as soon as possible. And trust me, with how weird and unique MisterKitty can be, I think you're going to absolutely love her. And I know you're going to love this conversation. If you enjoy our guest, please make sure you support her with the links down in the description below. If you enjoy the podcast, make sure you like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. Leave 5 stars wherever you can. You know I see that stuff, and you know it genuinely makes my day. If you want to go a little further with that support, may I recommend you check out the merch shop at fourthwall.com. Link to that in the description below. We have some outstanding merch as done by some amazing artists, especially the brand new logo stuff as done by the ever fantastic Roshan Galaxy, and I think you would look amazing in it today. And look, if all you want is a nice, cool, casual place where you can meet some of the former guests of the podcast or other people in this amazing community and really grow and showcase your art and such, may I recommend you check out our Discord server, the Artist Sanctuary. We've already developed an incredible group there, and I think you would be a fantastic addition to that group today. But now, without further ado, please enjoy the Postmodern Art Podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this regardless, by the way. I like I messaged you before or whatnot, like I have been seeing your videos for a bit, and I have just been excited for this chat, so thank you for taking time to do this.
No, thank you. I really like the opportunity.
Oh no, absolutely. Trust me. If I can give talented people more opportunities to talk more, that's my goal for this podcast. That's what I've been doing for years at this point. So there you go. I'm more than happy to offer it.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. My work is like a plague. Once you start watching it, you just can't escape it at that point.
You say that jokingly, but I swear to God, even like leading up to this or whatnot, I keep going back to your page, just seeing videos that I've already seen or whatnot, just over and over again.
Yeah, I generally don't understand it, but what's it? Once one video happens, then a ton of people from the last video who watched it, they end up going, "Oh, I seen this before." Oh my lord! And I'm like, "Oh, it's just like a plague. You're getting diseased. Either that or Stockholm syndrome. You never know."
I mean, to be fair, the first video that I saw of yours was the one that you made at the beginning of the new year. The "Can't the future just wait?
Oh yeah, that one.
Can't the deadlines come fashionably late?" But that got me like hooked, and I keep seeing yourself over and over again. Like, goodness. I mean, I appreciate it, but goodness.
Yeah. I mean, when you constantly use the same tags over and over again in like the bios, like not bios, but the
description.
Yeah, descriptions. That's it. I think that's the thing. I'm not too sure.
I mean, especially with how weird that algorithm works or whatnot, I can certainly see how it kind of leads to that conclusion at the end of the day. People just, they see the one thing, and then I guess it incorporates all the tags in there, and since you use the same tag, we're talking tech stuff that's way over our heads. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, too much math. Too much math and technical stuff going on.
It's just like you draw good animations, I interview good artists. That's all I do. I don't know math.
Trust me, I'm not a good artist. I'm crap.
Hey, we're not having self-deprecation on this podcast, all right?
I think we should. I think that should be brought to the table right away, fully set on.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for that, but no.
I'm literally a faceless cat who got like his face ripped off. I think self-deprecation kind of comes with this.
I bring you on here to let you know how good of an artist you are. I'm not exactly one for self-deprecation, you know?
I'm a faceless cat. It comes with a job.
You have a point, but also like, come on, be a little nicer to yourself.
No, I live in Ireland, so it's kind of, you can't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, well, I live in America, so how do you think I'm feeling?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not looking too good in those parts.
Yeah, now you see why I'm like, let's be a little bit more positive, because I'm just surrounded
by
So, a couple pieces before we actually do really get the show on the road, more or less. One, I apologize if you hear any background noise. I have like 4 dogs that live here or whatnot, and their backyard area is like right there. So don't be surprised if you hear like barking or whatnot at some point. I can only really control what's in this kind of square space right here, and even then what's in here sometimes scares me. Not Clyde though. Clyde is really cool.
Now you have the Kane poster in the back, so.
Yes. As signed by Alex Rochon himself, so.
Oh, damn.
Yep. Well,
cool.
It's because, what was it, last May I went to my first convention, and he was there. Fun. I have a quick fun story about that. So,
yeah.
Like leading up to the convention or whatnot, this was around the time where everyone was really piling in on the bootleg merch or whatnot, like just how much of it was out there and such.
Yeah.
And about a few months before I went to that convention, I went to a flea market with my girlfriend. And while we were there, I saw this like crappy figurine set of the Amazing Digital Circus. I thought like, oh my God, who would pay for that kind of stuff? Wait, they're going to be there. I'm going to get them to sign it. So I dropped the money for it. It was $20 for those shitty figurines of all things. It was not worth the price, but the story actually makes it more or less worth it. So cut to a couple months later, we actually get to the convention. And the 2 people that are there for the Amazing Digital Circus is Alex Rochon and Lizzie Freeman. And so I the voice of Pomni. So I go to her first because Alex Rashawn you need like cash for because he's from Canada and I guess like exchange rates and all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I go to Lizzie first, and then I'm like, hey, I know you have X amount of price for like personal stuff. Is it possible for you to sign this? And I show her the bootleg merch, and she had this look of like shock and like almost fear on her face or whatnot. She's like, I don't know if I can sign this. Like, because apparently not in the booth or whatnot, but Gooseworks was at the convention as well, just not like out there like signing stuff or whatnot. And Lizzie is like, this just feels like almost like sacrilegious to like sign the bootleg merch of my boss's project or whatnot. But Lizzie knew that Alex is a huge fan of bootleg merch just in general or whatnot.
Yeah.
And so she turns to Alex and is like, Alex, look. And Alex looks at it and has this like, almost like he just found the Holy Grail. Like looking at it, it's literally like, oh, I need to see it. Like, gets it, takes a quick photo of it or whatnot. I get it back or whatnot. And I buy a different print from Lizzie because I still wanted to, support her at the end of the day. So the next day I go back and I have cash this time. I go up to Alex Rashawn and I'm like, I don't know if you remember me, but I know you're going to remember this. I brought the bootleg merch again. And I'm like, now I don't know if you can.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you can sign it. So I want you to have it. I just gave him the bootleg merch. And he was ecstatic about it. Like he called it like his legitimately called it like his holy grail of like bootleg merch because he collects bootleg merch. That's the thing that I didn't know about him. And like
my lord.
And he never like this was the first time I actually got to see bootleg merch of something he was voicing in or whatnot. So
yeah.
It's like I think I still have a photo of my phone of that bootleg merch. I'll try to DM it to you like super duper quickly. But that's part of the reason why I got the photo or the cane or whatnot signed by him. And also that's how I was able to get him on the podcast itself. So there you go.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Trust me, I flaunt that with a badge of honor every single chance I get.
You deserve to flaunt that. That's like what's it? Someone giving like the queen like a biscuit or something.
Exactly.
And then like the queen comes to your house and says thank you for the biscuit.
Well, I was gonna say, wasn't there that one story like ages ago of like someone like inviting the queen and the queen actually to their wedding and the queen actually showed up to their wedding?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that did happen. Yeah, there was also someone who like broke into Buckingham Palace and just stayed there.
I've heard that story. I've heard that story before. There's another podcast I listened to called Ridiculous Crime, and they covered that story.
Yeah.
People.
It's just like, oh, let's have a chat.
You guys over at the UK are something else. I swear to God.
Oh no! Ireland is not in the UK. Completely different thing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean the island in general. That's what I meant by that.
No, not even connected to the Ireland. No, the islands are completely different.
Well, I was gonna say you're connected to Northern Ireland. And Northern Ireland is part of the UK. But regardless, it was wrong for me to say that. I apologize.
No, it isn't wrong. It isn't wrong. No, what's it? Well, I just find it like interesting how like different countries view Ireland, like especially being a part of the UK, when even Northern Ireland is drastically different from Ireland itself. There is a big culture difference.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard I've heard about the major cultural difference between the two. Obviously, I mean, again, I imagine part of it is just the fact that, again, like I said, Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom, if I'm correct in saying that. Meanwhile, Ireland, it's just its own thing with its own culture. Anyways, there's
all that damn potatoes. There's a damn potatoes fault.
By the way, I just DM'd you the bootleg merch. That's what I gave Alex Rashawn.
Let's go. Those are beautiful.
Like
I'm hoping is personally hoping that he brings them in every single time he voice acts in like the studio, wherever, and just brings them there for good luck, just to look at.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if I remember correctly, because I believe he records most of his stuff from home, and he does have like a place that he has it like, like basically like on display or whatnot. I don't know if it's the same room that he records in or whatnot, but
like it's like a little trophy room.
Basically, yeah. I will say, the more you look at it, like the more cursed it is. Like, for example, like, just looking at the merch, why does Kinger have arms? Why does Ragatha look like something from, like, the Flintstones? Why is Jax red? What's wrong with the color palette for Pomni? And why the hell is there a witch doing there?
Well, I mean, what's it? If they made them completely accurate, you know, they might get banned
Oh, yeah,
and not be able to sell, and that wouldn't be very good.
It would not be very
Does
good.
him signing it mean that technically they're canon? Like, would they be canon technically?
Well, like I said, he didn't sign it or whatnot. I just gave him the merch.
Oh yeah. You should like try and hunt down Gooseworks and like try to get her to sign something so that it's technically canon.
Well, that's why I just get like my friends like random artwork that's like, yeah, so this is my OC. Sign it so it's canon.
Officially part of the lore. Can't deny it.
This is the one that got abstracted before Kathmo. All right.
Yeah, his face is totally on the door. You can see in like backgrounds, like scene 2.
There you go. All right, Mr. Kitty, before we really do get going, I must ask the icebreaker question of the podcast, if I may. Let's say you get to go to a desert island on your own accord. It's just you alone with your thoughts. You get to kick back, relax, breathe, get to really enjoy yourself for a little bit. With accommodation.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say you're stranded on an island. It's like a little personal B&B paradise away on a different island than the one you're stuck on now.
Even fancier. Let's on my own living conditions.
Exactly. To make sure you don't go further insane on this island, you can bring one piece of media or one piece of art with you to help whatever kind of headspace you want on this island. If given this opportunity, what would that one piece be?
Oh, what's it? The Valentine's Day card my boyfriend made that says, "I gruely love you."
You're going to have to run that through with me again because I was not expecting an answer so quick. What did you say?
It's a card. It's a Valentine's Day card I got from my boyfriend. It's like the first Valentine's Day like we had. Mm-hmm. And he made me a card that had the picture of Gru right in the front from Despicable Me.
Right.
And it said, "I gruely love you."
That is so wholesome. That is so sweet.
I still have it in my drawer. It's like one of my prized possessions.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That is honestly like that's really sweet.
Make sure he never hears this, Lo. I'm never showing him this. I'm never showing this just because of that. I can't let him know.
I mean, to be fair, this is going to be out on the internet on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and most podcast platforms. So
You'll never know. He will never know.
I did want to say I appreciate how much that like your boyfriend is like somewhat like a part of your content here and there and whatnot, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, empanada is how you present him or whatnot.
Yeah. Yes. That was his own idea. How did he come to the conclusion of empanada, if I may ask? Oh, I have absolutely no idea. He just decided it. I was just like, "Yo, what do you want your name to be?" And he was just like, "Empanada." And I was like, "Okay."
And the rest is history.
Yeah, what was that? He came up with the full design and everything. Like, I showed him, like, if you look at one of my videos, mm-hmm. It has, like, the meets the artist thing. The color palette is slightly different on it because we were still working out the colors.
Right.
And, what's it? He wanted, like, a neon toxic green.
Okay.
And I don't like neon toxic greens because I think green doesn't work well with anything. I'm like a firm green hater. Lovely shirt, by the way.
No, I was gonna say lovely shirt, lovely room, posters with a bunch of fucking green everywhere and such.
Hey, it's a personal hatred, but I don't put the hate on anyone else.
To be fair, yes. To be fair, I didn't pick the shirt because it was green. I picked the shirt because it was just weird. Like, just look at this thing.
Nah, that is base, Lo.
Right?
I want that shirt.
I'll send you the website that I got from. It's from this you may have seen the guy's TikToks or whatnot. It's from a guy named Marcus Pork Sr. or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got it from him. That's
what
I got. He's got a website.
I will steal it.
I'll run
I'll go all the way. I will swim across the Atlantic Ocean to get that t-shirt.
I was gonna say,
I'm swimming.
or I could just send you the email and see if he ships over to Ireland.
Nah, I think it's easier to swim over the Atlantic.
You know what? That's fair enough. You know, I mean, unless everyone needs the exercise, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But regardless, that lovely Valentine's Day card from your boyfriend, that is your answer. You're locking that in.
Yep, I'm locking it in.
Then if that's the case, I cannot think of a better way to start the Postmodern Art Podcast. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Nathan Ragland. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. You would look fantastic in the merch we have at the merch shop, fourthwall.com. Link to that is in the description below. And follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and most social media platforms at Postmod Art Pod for future updates and guest announcements, including today's guest. She is an animator and self-proclaimed registered weirdo whose fun animations have garnered the attention of many. Welcome to the podcast, MisterKitty!
Yellow.
How are you doing?
Yellow.
Yellow. Nice little like Midwestern mom like accent right there. Yellow.
Oh yeah. I need to make sure I have my Irishes hidden away, or else an angry leprechaun will hit me over the head.
How you doing today, by the way?
I am doing fine. I'm currently not dying, so that's good.
That is a good thing to achieve. That's a good thing to want in today's society more than anything else. But I'm excited to have you on this podcast. Like I said, I have been one of the many that have just absolutely loved your animations that you push out there, and I'm just excited to get this chat because I know it's going to be fun more than anything else. But before we talk about the stuff you're doing nowadays, I want to go back just a little bit and learn more or less the origin story of MisterKitty. What got you interested in art and animation in the first place?
It all started back in 1987.
Ooh, okay.
When William Afton got bit.
Ah, oh, Jesus. 1 minute, hold on.
Even though that is completely inaccurate to FNAF lore.
1 second.
But,
I have a sound. 1 second. I have a sound bite for this. Where is it? Let's see. Let me just type this. There you go.
Is that the bite of 87?
There we go.
Completely butchered the FNAF lore, but in all seriousness, it came from animation memes that were on YouTube, specifically ones in the FNAF fandom. Okay. I was addicted to ones that were like Bonnie x Freddy ships.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that got me into watching MatPass, which then got me into specifically Gravity Falls.
Oh, that's an interesting.
I got really interested in that. Yeah, I got really interested in that, and I also really got interested in like Bendy and the Ink Machine, and that's when I started making like really bad fan arts where their heads were like 3 times the size of a watermelon, and they had teeny tiny little bodies. I think their heads would fall off.
I mean, hey, we all gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
What was it about? Like, okay, now I just want to step back because now I'm like opening up, I guess, the skull a little bit more and like peering into the brain that I see before or whatnot. Because I'm like curious. Okay, so what was it about?
Hey, my skull's already open.
You know what?
My skull's already open.
Well, I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
What was it about those like animation memes that got you even interested in this kind of stuff in the first place?
I just thought that they were immensely cinematic.
Okay.
Like, to my tiny little eyes, they were like, oh my god, these people must be so trained. They must have years and years of experience. And now, only 10 years later, to find out that they were just 10-year-olds on the internet fucking around with Flip a Clip.
Mm-hmm. That's where everyone starts.
And I am doing the exact same thing, only not on FlipClip, because damn those expenses.
Yeah.
Screw that.
The one thing that we can't have, finances. I
just thought they were really talented.
I mean,
thought they were really talented.
To be fair, yeah. I mean, especially at that point or whatnot, like with how some of those people, like some of the animators, especially when they were 10 years old or whatnot, it's amazing what people are able to put out there. Just in animation. I'm always surprised.
I still go back to like those videos and I still like rewatch them because I still consider them to be really good and like inspiring in many different ways. Like it's just an addiction to me. Like I love looking at like older artists and then seeing them now and how much they've improved over time and everything.
Absolutely.
Except for Birdie, that didn't happen. R.I.P. Birdie.
R.I.P. Birdie.
Rip. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole.
I'm scared to go down that rabbit hole, so let's not do that on today's episode.
Yeah.
So, seeing obviously the humble beginnings and how you were more or less inspired by some of those animations, when did it for you go from like this general love and appreciation for that kind of stuff to a passion and wanting to make it your career? When did you know that you wanted to get into animation yourself?
When I was 12 and figured out that becoming a plastic surgeon was a bit too expensive.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. What's it? My main, when I was around 6 to 12, I had the perfect idea of being a plastic surgeon because I was addicted to watching Botched. Then I figured out that it was way too expensive to become one of them and takes way too much time and way too much brain effort I do not have.
Okay.
So then I was watching, what's it? It was like one of these, I think it was Pymation's videos. Yeah, his FNAF parodies.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? I want to do that. And then I started watching a shit ton of storytime videos where it's like how to become a YouTube animator. And I think it was the Odd Ones Out video specifically, because he made one where it was like how to record stuff and how to become a YouTube animator, like back in his peak days. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be just like him. That's my goal. I'm going to be just like him.
Also, I got to say, shout out to former guest of the podcast, The Odd Ones Out. Yes, Casual Flex. I did have him
Wait,
on the podcast.
he's on here!
Yes, he's been on here. Yep.
I love him!
Yes, he was so cool. Fun fact, his birthday is literally a day before mine.
Oh, lucky!
Well, I'll take a step back and say the main reason I was able to get it is because someone else who I previously had on the podcast, an animator by the name of Oleg Sevchenko, he actually works for the Odd Ones Out. He works for him these days, so yeah.
Give me his number. I need to have Odd Ones Out. I need to have my idol on a shelf. He's literally my idol, my god!
I mean, push come to shove, I could just send this little thing that I got from his shop that one time, so...
I'm stealing it. Atlantic Ocean, here I come!
You're stealing this, you're stealing the clothes off my back. Like,
yeah, I'm stealing everything.
What are you not going to take at this point?
Your sanity.
Oh, that was gone. You don't need to take that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I could easily see how, especially with how James kind of more or less like presented that kind of stuff. I can easily see how for you it kind of inspired you to take that kind of next step to going into this kind of field in a way. I mean, especially with YouTube animations or whatnot. Like, especially with how should I word this? It's so unique of a field at the beginning of the day, but it's interesting to see how you're tackling it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm going more so not on the storytime route because I'm not really confident in like writing abilities. I'm more so, I think this is funny, let me draw that. And that's it. Like have my own take on different stuff.
I mean, I was gonna say, to be fair, some of those like, YouTube animators or whatnot, they start off just making funny, content on their own. I mean, James started off just making like silly web comics before he started doing storytime animation.
Yeah, but he's basically a god, so there's no comparing to that genius.
All right, calm down a little bit.
Open the doors to heaven. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be great. So I
love him so much.
Sorry, go on. You were saying?
I love him so much.
I could tell. I gotta send you my episode that I had with him or whatnot later, so you can indulge on that.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna watch it religiously.
There you go. But it's really cool, obviously, like seeing how you kind of more or less like taken that and really like gone down your own path when it comes to the animation as well. Especially seeing, again, weirdly enough, going from plastic surgery, thinking that was the thing that you wanted to do, to animation. Which I'm gonna say, if you are gonna do a storytime animation, that story alone should be like one of the ones you do. How I went from plastic surgery to animation. That's a good story time on its own. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. It takes getting away from your addiction of watching Botched on ITV to get that out of your head.
Yeah.
That idea goes away pretty quickly.
I mean, still, the fact that, again, like, here you are in this somehow, like, how should I word this? Oof. Somehow, like, cheaper, but also, like, more expensive way, because it's like, yeah, you're not going to be spending all that time going to college, that kind of stuff. Like, you're going to be doing animation, but also, like, fuck, is this going to actually pay the bills?
It's not. I intend to live in a cardboard box for, like, the whole of my life. I'll die happy on that hill.
I mean, fair enough. I mean,
give me a sausage roll from the deli aisle and give me a little box beside Lidl, and like it starts to rain, and I'm like Squidward with his cup of change, and that's just life right there.
Spare change.
Literally, that's life goals right there.
Goodness. I think one of the things that really helps at least get your like vision out there and whatnot is kind of the animation style, or at least your art style that you kind of more or less develop. How did you develop the art style that you've gotten to at this point? Like, what were some of the influences into that to where people can kind of see a hint of it? They're watching the video version, they see the faceless cat that I'm talking across from.
Oh, that's actually like really complex.
Okay.
Because like there is like a timeline to what I consider like it to be like a timeline of like art style progression.
Okay.
Because like this is like over a span of like, well, like I think 15, 16 years.
Okay.
Possibly. Probably 15, yeah, 15. I started drawing like different like cartoon things like mermaids, dolphins, like the classic things.
Yeah, the
then
standards.
I really got watching YouTube. I really got into Lavender Town. That was like my first like favorite artist. Then I got really into Jane Animation's Odd Ones Out, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Bendy fan art, and obviously Gravity Falls. I also really got into then Hazbin Hotel, which I think is kind of obvious by like looking the way I do eyes. Specifically, I do eyes like every single Hazbin Hotel kid, and I think it's very obvious. It's a bad habit, but I don't think it's a bad habit I would get rid of, because it is something about the art style I do like.
The eyes are very expressive in the art style, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I really like... I've always really liked big eyes. Like, there was a point where I was trying to, like, go into, like, anime-esque art styles. I just couldn't do it.
Valid.
Like, I don't know. I physically could not figure out how to make eyes small. I am a big-eyed person.
I mean... quit staring at me with those big ol' eyes.
Yeah, I gotta have those, like, big bug eyes going out. Then... everything else-wise is kind of more so like a mix of things that I've watched and fandoms I've been in, obsessed with.
Okay.
And over time, that's just kind of gone into like how I draw. And that's basically it.
I mean,
like that's the timeline.
I mean, it's a very interesting timeline, but I can honestly, the more you're talking about all those different influences or whatnot, I see that, like, I see the amalgamation of that being presented with what you have today, with some of the incredible animations that you put out there and such.
Yeah, it's just like a horrifying mix of stuff.
Though I'm sorry, the way that the mic kind of suppressed that a little bit or whatnot is so weird.
Hey, that's the point. That's what it should do. That's what it should do. It gets the point across.
It's interesting. So I think it's also interesting to, as we're talking about this, like, you got started with like the YouTube animators and stuff like that. So at least be curious, when did TikTok more or less become an outlet for you? When did you first like discover that TikTok was a way for you to potentially tell stories and such?
Well, I had an older account. Like, that was my first account,
Mm-hmm.
where it was like I was just like making fan art of like Hazbin Hotel characters and like different kind of characters. I wasn't really looking into like animation. I was more so drawing on paper.
Okay.
And like doing like different like furry characters or doing stuff like that, like animals into humans, kind of copying what Lavender Town does. That was when I was around like 12. Then I deleted that account and I started this one, and I was watching Digital Circus, so I drew Kane fan art, and that's kind of how it just started.
Well, there you go. I mean, if there's a way to start, it's definitely with one of the biggest fandoms on the internet right now, more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. It's the little gloves, this Looney Tune gloves that he has.
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean,
I
think it's just all the proportions. I mean, look at the guy. How can you say no to a guy like that?
Exactly. He's just, hey, everybody. Everybody, Markiplier here.
I was about to do my halfway decent Kane impression. Just like, welcome to the amazing Digital Circus. My name is Kane.
That's actually a really good impression.
Oh,
that's actually a really good impression.
Thank you. It is Alex Rochon approved.
Wait.
So that means if anyone's looking to make any sort of like parody comic and they need a Kane, I'm just a message away. Hit me up, homies.
Oh, hell yeah.
But regardless, okay, it's really cool to see that like that fandom's what kind of more or less brought you back into it. And then I assume not too long after that, like, posting art like that, posting some of your animations. I'm curious, at what point did it start blowing up on TikTok? At what point did you more or less realize, oh wait,
the caseoh video?
The caseoh video. I was thinking it was that one. What was
the caseoh video?
What was the catalyst for the caseoh video?
I wanted to make fan art for caseoh that would end up in one of his videos.
Okay.
Because I thought that would be like a really cool thing. It never did happen, but that video did blow up, and I ended up getting around like I think 20K because of it.
Ooh, damn.
Like 20,000 followers just from that video. So that's where I was kind of like, okay, maybe I can just like do this on my own. I don't need anyone else. I am.
I mean, to be fair, it's caseoh, so people are already gonna love it. Plus, it was a continuation of obviously the gorillas meme or whatnot.
Yeah, that was going around. It was making its rounds, so I was like, okay, if I merge these two, he has to watch it.
I like to hope that he has watched it at this point, like at some point.
I hope as well. Like, even if it's not on the streams, like if he's just seen it, like I that's my like headcanon personally. But like, I'm thinking that he's probably hasn't seen it like at all. Sadly.
I mean, to be fair, like, whenever you have a video like that that's got, last time I checked, like 5 million views, one of them's got to be caseoh.
Yeah, but I mean, he's just an idol. Idols don't watch last. Like the odd ones out.
You've got a lot of idols. I'm starting to realize this, don't you?
Yeah, you need to have idols like look up to and be like, one day I will shake your hand. One day.
I mean,
Kermit the Frog is on that list. Kermit the Frog is on that list.
Oh
I want to meet Kermit the Frog.
The closest I've gotten to that is like going to, what was it, Disney World. Yeah, Disney World.
Take me with you.
Going to the Muppet Vision or whatnot.
Take me with you. I need it. I know it's demolished, but I need it.
Oh, it's not demolished yet. It's getting demolished in like June. So there's still time.
I'm running. I don't care by financial difficulty. I will border hop if I have to.
There you
go. God
go.
damn it. I will hop over that river.
I think it's a little bit more than a river, but I like the enthusiasm.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I believe the canonical term is the pond. Anyways. No, it's really cool that was the video that more or less like blew up or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think what's as cool as that video is, I honestly prefer the videos that feature like you, like your persona. Again, this MisterKitty person, again, the faceless cat. I gotta ask this right now. Where exactly did this MisterKitty persona come from in the first place?
Oh, that was inspired by Lee Hardcastle's profile picture a while back.
Okay.
Like, he had like a faceless character. I think it was from still from what's that? I think it was like Ghost Burger or something. I don't remember the name exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like the one with like the demon toilets who like ate people and stuff.
Okay.
And I was just like, yes, that is the vision. And because of my name, I get called like a furry and stuff like that. So I want to like run into the joke of it. So it kind of just amalgamated into that.
In a way, it's kind of a weird, like, backwards, like, furry, not furry or whatnot, because yes, you are a cat, but also, like, one of the biggest features of the cat, the face, is not there. So it's not really it's not really that furry.
Exactly. That's kind of my point. I am not a furry, but I do like this. I do like the fandom. I do like the fandom. They're very talented. Very talented. There's a few weirdos though.
I was gonna say we here at the Postmodern Art Podcast respect the furry fandom at the end of the day.
Yeah, I respect it. It's just like it's very tainted with a few people, and that's sad to see.
I mean, look at most fandoms. Most fandoms are like that. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah,
here.
on a fandom.
Like most fandoms, there's a lot of good, but there's always those couple bad apples here and there. Right? You know?
Yeah. R.I.P. MLP and Sonic. They were a good run. They were a good run.
I mean, you say that, but those fandoms are still going strong, surprisingly.
MLP still.
Yeah, MLP still.
Oh, I thought that died.
No.
I thought that died.
In fact, what was it? I want to say in December, I interviewed someone that's still making like My Little Pony videos and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's still. It's not as strong as it was before. Obviously, it wasn't as strong as when Friendship X Magic is there, but it's still there. There's still a good community of bronies and such.
Yeah, because I'm still in the Sonic fandom, but I used to be in the brony, like I used to be in the pony fandom. When I was like younger. So like when I was watching like the Fury videos, especially, I was watching like Soundwave. He got into a bit of controversy, but I was watching his videos a lot, and I was also watching Mr. Davies stuff. Okay. I loved Mr. Davies stuff.
Yeah, the one I interviewed not too long ago was a guy by the name of Gator Goat Johnny. Like really cool guy, really cool person in general or whatnot. But yeah, no, it's there is still a community there. There is still a fandom in that community. So
that's nice to see because there was really talented people. It's just sad that
the bad apples.
Yeah, the stuff.
Yep.
The stuff. Yeah.
But back to you.
Oh no! Don't go back to me. No.
Oh, it's too late. We're already there. So, like I was saying, like I love whenever you get, like have more or less like yourself like front and center. With sometimes your boyfriend, I'll give Empanada the credit where credit's due. But I love whenever it's you like presenting yourself in like whatever scenario or whatnot. It leaves me curious. What's the process like for you to go from like just this random silly idea that you may have to finished product that the world can see? Like, what is the animation process for you?
I find funny audio.
Okay.
Then I sit down in my bed for about 1 to 2 days with no sunlight. And I just draw continuously, and then I eat a bit, and then I make a video.
Okay.
And then that's it. I go on with daily life.
I have a few critiques.
Oh no.
One.
I love being a artist.
Well, I was gonna say one. At least like open up a window. You're Irish. No. You're Irish as it is. You're already pale enough as it is. You need at least as much sunlight as you can get.
Oh no! I got to be as emo as possible. You know. I could keep up with a streak.
I said critique. You can take this with a grain of salt because obviously, again, I'm across an entire
no, absolutely. I love criticism. I love criticism.
That being said, like I can only imagine, especially when it comes to like the funny audio or whatnot, or just like the music in general that you have associated with your stuff. Like I love how well you incorporate that kind of stuff. How big of a factor is like the sounds or like music in general? Like how big of a factor that is in your life, let alone like your creative process?
Well, I play an instrument. I play guitar, but I do it very badly. So I like listening to like other other artists like music and stuff because it reminds me of how crap I am and how I'll never get to that standard. So, but instead, I can make art to it, which I can somewhat do okay.
I think you do more than somewhat okay. And
I do okay.
I will say, in your defense, I'm also kind of in the same boat because, again, like, I can listen to all these incredible artists. I'm thinking to myself, fuck, if I could just like sing just like halfway decently, like I
Yeah, exactly. Broadway, here I come. They are ready for me.
And maybe not Broadway, more like, you know, Broad away. I gotta write that one down. That was a good one. No,
That was a good one.
thank
Get
you.
some singer on.
I've with this podcast, I've had several singers on.
Yeah, you get the singers on. You use last, bam, instant.
There you go. Yeah, the instant I say that, well, this has been fun. Thank you for having me here on the podcast, man. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Goodness, but like it's. Wow, I just had the biggest brain fart as I was about to ask that question. I'm leaving this in, by the way. Anyways, no, but like, it's really cool, again, like how well you've been able to like incorporate these sounds, incorporate these music into just like fun animations at the end of the day. Like I'm almost curious. I'm curious as well. Like, I imagine with how many of the videos that you've developed and how much people have viewed them and such, you got to have a personal favorite. There's got to be one that you look at and you're like, I don't care what anyone says, this is my favorite animation that I've done so far.
Ooh. I think it's the Bill Cipher one with the Garfield audio underneath it. Like, that was my favorite one because, what's it? One, Terminally Silly watched it, and I really like her content. Mm-hmm. Two, because I think it is funny. And three, I love the debates that were in the comments. I like reading through them and people being like, oh, but his parents wouldn't have that many eyes. And I'm like, shut up. Yeah, they do. I drew it.
Again, to be fair, this is just a meme. Like, people, like, calm down.
Yeah, exactly. They were just had like you were having like full wars about like how it wasn't canonically accurate. And I'm just there like, shut up. It is.
Also, I love that Terminally Silly freaking watch that stuff because like their music alone is absolutely incredible. Freaking,
yeah.
Hey Doctor Doctor was like my #1 song on my Spotify Rewind last year.
That's an animation I wanted to do, but I never got around to doing it. And I feel like if I went back to do it, it would take too much time.
I think you could still
like
do it.
I could probably still do it. It's just that, what's it? I don't know. I don't want to taint it because what tends to happen is when I make like a thing for a song, I tend to get really annoyed by it because I have to listen to it constantly over and over again. Like, I really got sick of doing Nasty Dog because I couldn't stand the audio. So the quality of it got really bad to the point because I couldn't stand listening to the song.
You know what? I understand that mentality of like listening to the same thing over and over and over and over and over again just to get to that point. I imagine there's probably that one. I'm thinking now like all the different music memes that you've made or whatnot. I'm sad to learn what songs have been ruined because of your animations or whatnot. Because I totally get that mentality again of having to listen to something over and over again and just like while it is a good song or whatnot, it's like when you have to listen to the same thing over again, you're just like, just give me something else. I don't care if it's a pan to the back of the head, just something.
Yeah. Oh Lord. It happens so often where I'm just like, oh, okay, I will never do this again in my life. And then I do it again.
Yeah, and then you do it again. I'll say, I imagine you probably one of your more recent ones or whatnot, the forget, I am an alien.
No, I can actually listen to that.
Okay, good.
I can actually listen to that. That's the only one I can listen to, like, properly.
I say thank God, because that right there has quickly become one of my favorites. That one.
It was my favorite to make. I think I think I showed a lot of improvement on animation, and that's what I want to do with stuff I make, especially ones that are a bit more longer than like this, like sillier ones, like stuff like that. I want to be constantly improving and trying to be a better artist.
I mean, if nothing else, like, it was very well done, very smooth. Just in general, like, the way that it's still, like, how well you synced up, like, the action with, like, the lyrics or whatnot was very on point, very well done. Like I said, it's that one and the one that got me interested in your channel in the first place. The Can't the Future Just Wait. Those are my two like, favorite animations from you. I like the way you're just able to like.
Disappointed about that one.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm a bit disappointed about that one.
Oh, what about that one?
The Future Just Wait one, mainly because the falling down scene where I wanted to have the background moving, but I didn't know how to do that. Okay. And now I do know how to do that, and now it pisses me off. Because I feel like I can remake it.
I'll say just do like a reanimation for 2026 when that one comes around with that, now with the moving backgrounds or whatnot.
That's why I want to do the extension of the audio. There's like you know how like there's like different years and there's like a different version of this?
Yes.
That's what I want to do, like every single year. I just like do it, and then like it's kind of like a progression kind of thing of how either I improved or absolutely failed.
I don't know why you would absolutely fail, but I see the improvement.
Oh, trust me, if there's a will, there's a way. If anyone can fail at anything, it is gonna be me.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think you've done really good, succeeded so far, seeing the animations you have been able to do, and especially the community you've been able to garner from it. Like, I imagine for you, it's gotta be weird to see people like constantly flocking back to these like random silly memes or animations or whatnot. Like, it's gotta be almost like a bit surreal to have this kind of audience.
It's really weird. I'm what's it? The first thing that weirded me out was the damn chat AI robot I got. I have a chat AI robot. Someone made it, and progressively over time it gets more people using it. And I'm a bit concerned for that, because there's around 400 people who use it, so I'm wondering who those 400 people are.
That is very concerning.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about that. But it's a bit weird seeing like an actual like audience of like people who actually like my work, because I'm just like, oh, I'm just a random person from Ireland making crap because why not?
But yet here you are, you're making that random crap, but like again, you've gotten millions of views on your kind of stuff. You're, getting the eyes of several people that you look up to or whatnot. You're getting interviewed on a random podcast from some idiot in America or whatnot. Like America. God, I love it, but God, it does not love me at all.
Hey, it's better than Ireland. At least you have delivery services that come in like 24 hours. Post here, you could order something from Ireland. It takes about 5 days for it to arrive.
That is very interesting. Although part of me is like that kind of person is like, well, how small of an island Ireland is, like, relative to,
extremely small.
Like, but also like, if you're really desperate for it or whatnot. Well, I imagine, if you're getting like certain things that don't come off the island, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But still, like, that's insane to even think about. Ugh. I mean, I imagine I just find it funny. I'm sorry, what?
I find it funny because the people in the famine, they were able to get to America in 2 days, but yet my package from Amazon can't arrive in 2 weeks. So where's the pace in that?
Yeah, I don't pace. That does not make sense.
Exactly.
Amazon needs to work on their logistics department and get this thing figured out. All right.
They do. I've seen the warehouse. I know it's big. I know it's there. Where's my package?
Oh goodness. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. This interview has been as fun as I was hoping it was gonna be. It's like the fact that it's gone off the rails so many different times, but it's also a fun way. But like, I'm
glad I could keep the stereotype up of the funny Irish. I'm glad I could keep the.
I wasn't even thinking the Irish aspect, just the funny person. Like, because that's the thing that I appreciate, especially with like the content. Like, I can see how much of yourself you're truly putting into your content. Like, I can only imagine for you how much of a soul-bearing process this can be at times, really putting yourself out there like that. And showcasing like both some of the silly stuff, but also like some of the more vulnerable stuff, like again the can't the future just wait video and such.
Yeah, I find it I find it quite a bit daunting to like show myself a bit more, especially when it comes to like drawing what I'd more look like. Like I kind of hide behind my faceless cat and kind of poke it with a stick to come out. And when I have to draw like myself in anything, I kind of just feel like, oh, disgusting.
I mean, you say that, but again, with the alien video, like I loved how you were able to portray actually yourself in that one. Like I think it was very, very well done.
Yeah, I draw myself very accurately to how I actually dress. Like I wear I draw the t-shirts I actually do wear, and I draw stuff like I would wear, like earrings wise and stuff like that. So it's a bit like daunting when you like see comments, especially about like oh wow hot and stuff, because I don't draw myself like that to garner that kind of attention. More so, I just draw myself the way I see myself.
Right.
Even though myself in person is a lot uglier.
Hey, we're not here to tear yourself down. All right.
Hey, the British comes out in some way.
Jesus. I think for me, what's also impressive is that you got all this like cool stuff being presented, and you got this like incredible art they're putting out there. I think what also impresses me is just like the fact that you're like 16, 17 and you're doing like this high quality stuff. Like it only leaves me intrigued and excited to see like where you could potentially go as an artist and such. Like seeing like if it's already this amazing right now, how much better can it be? Because like you said yourself, like you're always improving, trying to see how much you can improve with your art. Like it's got to be, again, exciting but also daunting to think like where you could potentially go from here.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping not to go into Puppy Chan era, I don't really want to go down that route.
Let's not go down that
I'm
route.
hoping to just keep going up. I want to get to the point where I can animate musical scenes. That's where I want to be.
Is there a particular musical scene that if you were like, what would be like the first one you would want to tackle? That's my question.
Oh Lord! It would have to be Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
On Skid Row. Skid Row, definitely. Best song in the musical. It's the opener. It's one of the strongest beats.
No, honestly,
I love the way it's done. I love the way it's done in the film. Because I like the way Frank Oz directs stuff, especially since I'm pretty sure he learned a bunch of stuff from Jim Henson, because they worked very closely with each other, being with like the Muppets and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if I remember correctly from the movie or whatnot, did you know that actually that stuff is like slowed down like half, like it's at half speed when it's actually filmed?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, which you gotta think about that, like knowing as well as like the actors have to basically act in half speed as well in order for it to look like halfway coherent when it came to the like obviously the puppet scenes or whatnot. Like that's insane to think about, like the timing more than anything else.
It shows how talented they are, and how much like effort and love was put into it.
And now to think like you having your own chance to put a spin on that and having like a fun little animation to go alongside that, it has me excited. I'm curious to see how you would be able to handle that.
It probably won't be for a while. I would only want to do something like that when I'm at a point where I can do a walk cycle.
Okay.
When I can do a walk cycle, that's when it will happen. So it probably won't be for another 20 years.
Give yourself a little bit of credit, all right? At least 10. Depends on how animation school goes.
Yeah, if I get in. If not politics.
Please don't go into politics for your own mental sake.
Oh, trust me, I'm moving straight to Munich.
Oh goodness. Like, It does leave me also curious as well, because I remember seeing a what was it, a video, or maybe it was like a slideshow or whatnot. Like basically, like at this point, like for you, it's basically animation or bust at this point, isn't it? Like, do you
Yep.
truly see yourself like going down this path? And at least be curious, like, where do you hope to see yourself as an artist as you keep going down this path?
What I want to do is that I want to be at the point where I can be like, okay, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do it in 2 years. We're going to have an animated film, and it's going to be a musical.
There you go.
Hands down. I want to animate an entire musical.
Oh.
That's what I want to do.
See, I guess that that does kind of make sense, because thinking back to what I was asking earlier when it comes to like how big of an impact like music kind of has or whatnot, especially with like your memes that you put out there or whatnot.
Yeah.
Seeing that being translated to full on musical or whatnot, like that would be sick. That would be insane.
That's what I would love to do, because independent animators tend to have especially young ones have a thing where they make Alfred's Playhouse, and then they end up making the movie of it, and it ends up being garbage.
Yeah.
No hates to Emily Eucas. I see her.
I mean, also, to be fair, if you look at a lot of like the indie animation projects out there today, like there's a lot of them that definitely have that influence when it comes to musicals in the first place or whatnot. So I especially if you keep going down this path and like get the chance to go to like animation school, which I believe me when I say just on your art style alone, you should definitely be able to get in. If you don't, I will swim across that pond and I will go to those headmasters and be like, you better let her get into this uni right the fuck now.
Don't. It'll smell like piss. Ireland smells a lot like piss.
Look, I didn't say I was going to stay in Ireland. I just said I was going to be there, get you into those schools, and I'll be right back.
Oh, trust me, you don't even have to stay there. One step on the island and you're like, damn, it really smells like piss.
I'll just keep my nose clamped or whatnot just the entire time. Like, get one of those, like, clothespins or whatnot. Just, all right, I got this.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
a good idea.
You better let Mr. Kitty into this uni right now. Yes.
And they're just like, all right.
It's like, fuck, the American, they have a point.
The Irish jig away. The little Irish jig away. Bye-bye.
The Irish jig away, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a visual that I need to if there are people out there that want to do a fan animation, I need that visualization, please. I need that moment, like, immortalized.
Let's see the Irish jig. Come on.
Let's see the Irish jig as a random dude with a clothespin standing next to a faceless cat is just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on?
The chaos, but the perfect chaosiness.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, God. I mean, at the end of the day, thinking back to just all the stuff that we had just talked about, or what, all the different opportunities that you've gotten, and all that could potentially be there, like, it's gotta be amazing thinking of the art journey you've more or less been on, like from where you started, from loving the fan animations and such, to here you are right now, like doing your own animations and really presenting stuff to people and getting the opportunity to potentially take that next step and go a lot further with it. Like, it's got to be insane to think how much you've grown as an artist in a relatively short amount of time.
Oh, definitely. Because I thought I'd just become like every other person who like makes stuff. Like, that's kind of like, I thought I'd just like, okay, maybe like 100 people will see this and that's it. And I will kind of be like in the background and stuff. I didn't actually expect like people to be interested in like my persona.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of thought, oh, the only way, like, unless you were like the odd ones out, you're getting nowhere.
That's not always the case. I mean, again, you're kind of an example of like that's not always the case. You might not get the giant, 20 million following that the odd ones out can get, but you've got a good, like, fun community that constantly watches and love the videos that you put out there.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for them. I wouldn't be able to be an idiot without them.
Let's be honest with ourselves. You were an idiot beforehand.
True.
Again, like
But
I
that's
said,
when I was running into cars. So, you know.
wait, time. Huh, you did not. Why are you running into
Yeah.
cars?
Because why not run into cars? That's the thing. Why not?
You know, you might not get to animation school if you keep running into cars. That's one way. That's one thing that's gonna stop you from it.
Hey, if you have a goal, nothing stops you from getting there. Unless it does.
Goodness. Well, Mr. Kitty, we've been talking for a good long while. We talked about all sorts of incredible opportunities, stuff like that. But for this next question, if I may, I want to give you more or less the dream scenario. Let's say I am Big Shot Mr. Moneybags. I come up to him like, look, Mr. Kitty, we've seen what you've been able to put out there, and we know there is something incredible here. We know that there is something that's ready to be unleashed into the world that I don't know if we're ready for, but we know that the world is ready for. You just need a little extra push, a little extra platform to get you to that point. We have access to everyone and anyone in whatever industry possible, and more money than should be possible. We really should be taking care of the animators right now. They're currently trying to make sure that they can, afford, health insurance, a place to live, all stuff like that. Hashtag same with animation. But right now we are focusing on you and you alone. If given this opportunity, what would be the dream Mr. Kitty project?
Ooh. Well, other than a full movie animated musical, it'd probably be let's go on a world tour like I Show Speed did.
Oh, okay.
Let's go on a world tour, but no one knows who I am. I just pretend everyone knows who I am.
So basically, you're just going to be taking our money and just going to be exploring the world.
Yep, fraudulism at its finest.
But you'll still make the movie musical, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
I'll make that. But I'll also go around and pretend I'm famous when I'm not.
Do you
As
know?
one does.
Do you know who I am? No, don't worry about it then.
We're in this country now. You should know me, right? Right?
You watch my videos, you know me.
Subscribe to my channel, or else 20 leprechauns will come and murder you.
20 leprechauns. You're not helping with whatever Irish stereotype is out there. I'm just saying.
You can't stop a stereotype, so why not feed into it? You know?
Fair enough. I mean, for God's sakes, I can't tell you the amount of times I've lived into so many American stereotypes. With the exception of obviously the more harmful ones,
Oh yeah.
Like, I could be the kind of person that leads into like the true Southern drawl, like yeehaw. Would you like
Question?
a little bit
Do you have a cowboy hat, Lo? Do you have the cowboy hat?
Fuck, I don't have a cowboy hat. I do.
You can't be truly American then.
I do have. I do have these though. I have the McKnuckle dusters.
Okay, yeah, no, that just makes that's quite American. Yeah.
This is a 3D printed knuckle duster that I got from a convention.
That's beautiful. You're knocking people out.
Knocking people out. Say, huh? Are you loving it? Are you loving it?
Marvel's newest superhero, McLovin.
McLovin.
Definitely not fringing on super bad copyright. Definitely not.
Well, that's McLovin. I'm MacLovin. There's a difference.
Yeah, you're McLovin.
But
catchphrase is, "Are you McLovin it now?"
Are you loving it? But sadly, we need to get down from the dream scenario. We gotta get back to reality, unfortunately. And I'll ask the ever so generic question: Where do you hope to see yourself in, say, 5 to 10 years from now?
Box. I want to live in a cardboard box.
You want to live?
That's my goal.
Can we at least make it like a nice cardboard box? Like one of the ones.
I'm thinking like sort of soggy one. It's a bit torn. It has the fragile sticker still stuck in the back, and it has a little can beside it.
Well, I'm thinking like one of those ones to where it's like if you ever get like the food like meal prep stuff or whatnot, at least it's got like a little bit of an insulation on the inside or whatnot. It's still a cardboard box. No, just
the box.
Just the box.
Just the box.
Just the box.
Just the box. Yeah, I gotta live like a cat, Meow meow.
Well, no. Well, there's that kind of cat, and there's also the cat that gets pampered in their home or whatnot, has a nice, comfortable place to sleep, gets fed all the time or whatnot. That's the kind of cat I would want to be, okay?
Nah, because my cat is like that, and she's a bitch. I love her though. She's my little princess.
I would say that's just.
She's my kitty.
Okay, what are you talking about? That's just how cats are. That's just how cats are.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But personally, I want to be a in the box cat. You know.
You want to be in the box.
Want to be in the box.
In the box.
Yep.
Goodness. As we start to wind down the interview, I just have one last question I want to ask you, Mr. Kitty. Obviously, you are deeply entrenched in art at this point. Like, it's going to take a lot, if nothing, to get you away from it at this point, seeing how...
Oh, trust me, I'll shovel my way out of this. I'll shovel my way.
Well, it leads me to ask at the very least, how important is art, not just for you, but for the world as a whole?
On a personal level, art is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone has the ability to make art, and everyone should make art. I firmly believe that. Even if you can't draw a stick figure, you should still make art. You should still learn how to draw, and I think it's a very important skill, especially when it comes to expressing one's emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And on an international scale, I need more Sonic fan art with Baby No Money.
Yes. But also,
I need this.
I will say, hey, you are an artist yourself. If there's someone that can make Baby No Money as Sonic, you are a person that can do that.
Oh, I wouldn't do that justice, though.
I think you could, especially with your art style.
Nah,
I think you can do it a lot.
I wouldn't be able
justice.
to draw his abs right. I need to make sure they're nice and oiled.
Yeah, point. Get that nice little glisten going in there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's the thing right there.
I'll concede to that one, but that needs to be done at some point. I feel like that's got to be on your checklist of things to do in the future.
No, get someone else to do it, so I'll commission them.
You know what?
I need that. I need that for myself.
You know what? I'll concede that because at least someone else is getting paid to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Pay the artist.
But I think as memey as the end of it was, like personally, like I think that is wonderfully worded, if I do say so myself.
Oh, thank you.
I
have a terrible habit of being Irish and not being able to word.
Well, I think your words worked well. All right.
Oh, lovely.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
I'm half English too, which is quite surprising.
Oh, interesting. Yep. You know what? That is interesting. That is. I guess that's why I said. I guess earlier with like you gotta let the British out a little bit.
Yeah, half English but can't English. That is the question.
Yeah, but have you seen like most people around the world, at least like especially in America, most people in America can't speak English, even though that's our primary language. All right.
Yeah, but at least it's funny.
Yeah.
At least it's funny.
Yeah, that is true. I'll give you that one. But that's all the questions I have for you. I've already showered you with a whole bunch of praise at this point, but I'm gonna shower you with a little bit more.
I need to shower you with praise.
You can shower me with praise in a second, but I at least want to shower you with a little bit.
Subscribe to this, or 20 leprechauns will come to your house and beat you up.
Well, let me shower you with a little bit more praise because it's my podcast. I do what the fuck I want. But no.
This is my podcast now.
No, it's
You're
my
going to
podcast.
do what I want. Take the praise.
I'll take the praise if you take my praise. Deal?
All right, fine.
Like I said, I have been really interested in your art for a while, seeing kind of how you've been able to present yourself, and present your stuff. Like I've been really impressed with the art style more than anything else, and seeing it's always fun to watch your videos. I love how fun your videos are. So constantly going back and seeing that kind of stuff, like I never get bored, I never get tired. I'm never like, oh god, not this video or whatnot. No, like I enjoy all the content you've been able to present, and now that I got a chance to actually get to talk to you or whatnot, it leaves me excited for what's going to be happening next. Because like I said before, like you're still at this point, relatively speaking, like you're just getting your toes wet when it comes to what you could potentially do, and it leaves me excited.
Yeah, I'm still a fetus. I'm still a fetus.
I wouldn't go that far, but like relatively speaking, I think you have a very bright future, and it leaves me really excited to see like what's going to be happening next. Like, you know, especially with the stuff that you want to do, the things that you aspire to do, like the musical alone. I would be one of the first people, if that's not in a theater, I will pay for a theater to have that, like, first in line to present that, because that sounds like a fun idea, especially with how you're able to present it. I'm like, I genuinely cannot wait to see what's next for you. Like, and I hope
Thank you.
that you get all the opportunities, because you absolutely deserve them. Long and the short of it is, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for putting yourself out there like you have, and keep up the incredible work, because I may be one of thousands that appreciate and love yourself, but I'm be rooting for you every single step of the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You're a wonderful host. Wonderful, wonderful. I give you a cup of tea.
Oh, perfect. I would.
You're very welcomed in Ireland, but do not come because it's a bit of a kip.
Look, again, I'll come over, but like I said, I'll just,
No.
it'll be for like a weekend. I'll get my nose plugged or whatnot.
No.
Okay,
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, and
Okay.
you're certainly not that.
Okay, fine. Like, meet me halfway in, like, I don't know, Spain or something like that.
All right, we'll go to Spain. How about Mallorca?
Sure.
Mallorca's in Spain, right?
Sure. I was gonna say Madrid, but sure, Mallorca. We'll go there, wherever the hell.
Yeah,
that
we'll
is. We'll go to Mallorca. I'll write that down. Mallorca.
Yeah, fun time. Fun time.
Mallorca. There you go. I got that written down. Now people want to see exactly why I have been gushing about you for the past hours. So go ahead and plug yourself for the people at home. Where can people find you?
I am MisterKitty. I am on TikTok and I'm on Instagram. Follow me. I'm delicious. Trademark Garen Noon.
I'll be sure to have those linked in the description below, and if there's any other links that you missed, I'll be sure to have them down there as well. Do you have any final words before we sign off?
I make crap. Yum.
Tell me what's wrong, tell me sparks in motion. Sing me a song, tell me your eyes can go open. Show me it all, pick me up in the car you drove when you used to call. Show me it all.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If this is your first time listening, I cannot tell you how much I really do appreciate it. This was something special. This was a unique conversation. And Mr. Kitty, if you've gotten up to this point, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. And I sincerely cannot wait to see where your talent's going to take you, because I genuinely think you're going to be doing some fantastic stuff if you keep it up. What do I want to talk about this week's episode? Can I talk to you guys about the concert I went to? I'm gonna tell you about the concert I went to. I technically went to my second, but really my first concert as an adult. And you bet your ass it was Tyler the Creator. I was able to go on the Chromacopia tour. And guys, it was a dream come true. It really was. The seats were one thing, and we were surrounded by a bunch of drunks, but hey, fuck it, it's a concert. The opening acts were solid. It was Paris, Texas, and Lil Yachty, but the instant Tyler started his set, I was transported to another goddamn dimension, and I did not want to leave whatsoever. I have said several times on this podcast how much Tyler the Creator is a dream guest. And honestly, going to that concert further cemented that. Because not only did he perform the songs extremely well, because obviously they're his songs, why would you not? But he found a way to make it so much more of an immersive experience from the word go. Because it starts with, if you've seen photos of the stage or whatnot, it's like the shipping containers. It starts when the lights go out, you hear Tyler's mom's voice for Saint Chroma, and then the base of one of the shipping containers slowly rises up, and you see him stomping to the beat of Saint Chroma. From the word go, he knows how to bring the audience along. Also, with the screens or whatnot, it was almost like he was found a way to really tell a story through there using like different filters and stuff. Like it was, I could take another hour just talking about this. The long and short of it, when it comes to me talking about this concert or whatnot, is if there was ever any doubt that Tyler did not need to be on this podcast, it was all gone the inside I went to that concert. And I hope I do get the opportunity to talk to him. I hope I do get the opportunity to just pick at his brain and see what he's thinking when it comes to this stuff. If nothing else, if you're going to take something from this as an artist or whatnot, consume other media. Feel inspired by what you see around you and the things that you love. You know, indulge on what you love and use that for inspiration. Because I can tell you right now, I'm certainly a lot more inspired than I ever am before. And I can't wait for you guys to see where that inspiration could potentially go.